Ever wonder about the science hidden in plain sight? Let's dive into a few questions and see what we find.
Okay, first up, you're at the beach. You get a mouthful of water. Why is the ocean so salty?
Well, it's all about rivers. They wash salts from rocks and dump them into the sea over millions of years. All right, now for some chemistry that's probably happening right in your own kitchen. This is pretty cool.
You've definitely done this. Spilled some curry on your shirt, and then maybe you've noticed this happen.
So turmeric is actually a natural indicator. It turns red when it hits a base. And guess what soap is?
Some changes you can undo, but others you can't. How do you tell which is which?
Think about it. You can unfold a cloth, right? But you can't unburn a piece of paper. That's irreversible.
Okay, let's jump from chemistry to the living world. Biology's got some pretty amazing secrets too.
You always hear wear cotton when it's hot, right? But what's the actual science behind that advice?
For one, it soaks up sweat way better. And unlike synthetics like polyester, it won't melt near a flame.
It all starts with a simple flower. But what's really going on inside? Let's break it down.
So you've got all these different parts inside the flower. The whole goal is to get pollen from one spot to another.
And that little trip is called pollination. That's what leads to fertilization and eventually fruit and seeds.
All right, next up, let's get into the physics that makes our world work, from our tech to the planet itself.
You've heard the phrase blowing a fuse, I'm sure. But what does that little thing actually do?
It's actually a pretty simple safety trick. Too much power flows in, a tiny wire melts, and boom, circuit broken.
And what about the ground right under our feet? Those rocks are constantly changing in what's called the rock cycle.
Yep, over millions of years, heat, pressure, and erosion are always turning one rock type into another.
And for our last section, let's talk about the invisible forces that govern pretty much everything around us.
Here's a cool one. If you let a magnet hang freely, why does it always point north-south? What's going on?
Simple, really. Earth itself is a giant magnet. Your little magnet is just lining up with the planet's magnetic field.
Okay, we all know what a shadow is, but does it really give you a true picture of an object's shape?
Well, the short answer is yes. Since a shadow is just blocked light, it perfectly outlines the object's shape.
So, a salty ocean, a red stain, a compass, what connects them? They're all science.